Hey everybody, welcome back. So today I want to go over some easy tips so you can learn how to hit some really spinny wedges around the green. It's a handy shot to have and it makes practice a lot more fun. So the first two kind of important things, we'll talk about equipment. You need a wedge with clean grooves. So like I've seen many times, make sure you're hitting shots around the green on the course, make sure you clean your groove so you can actually put spin on the ball. Next piece going to equipment. Oh, is the ball itself. To hit these shots right, you're going to need a decent ball. Like best ball you can probably get is some kind of premium ball, whether you're talking about a Pro V or a TP5 or just a good ball. You can get away with like a kind of okay ball. It's not going to spin as much, just is what it is. That's why they're so expensive. But if you're trying to hit these consistently with like a rock hard top light, good luck to you. So equipment, that's important. Clean grooves, a good ball. Next thing is the lie. I mean, you need to have a good lie, a clean lie, to be able to put a lot of spin on the ball. Oh, get in. That's a little short. That was a good shot. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, the first piece I want to talk about that's important is your grip. You need to have a comfortable, soft grip for any shots around the green. Like with these, you might get nervous and notice that you start to grab the club and you're really kind of choking it. It's not going to help you hit good shots around the green at all. So just soft grip, feel it in your hands. That's the first important step. All right, next we'll go into setup, and I'm going to cut to a couple different angles just so you can kind of see. But here's some important just tips for the setup. First and foremost is get yourself comfortable with your stance. When you're hitting these field shots, especially trying to hit a spinning wedge around the green, like this isn't a full shot. This is probably like a 20, 30 yard shot. You need to spin it. First and foremost, your stance does not need to be like a full swing wide like this. It's bring it in more narrow like you would when you're chipping, because you want to be able to have your weight, be able to feel it and be able to shift it through. So a little bit narrower stance for sure. That's important. And then when you're hitting these shots too, like I have a 60-degree here. This pin is not where I'd normally try to hit this shot, but I'm just going to hit some just to try to spin them anyways. But I'm going to open that face a little bit because more loft is going to help me get more spin. So I'm opening the face. My stance is a little bit together. And you'll notice that I've also got my hips. So I'm going at that back pin. Sure, why not? Honestly, not the shot I'd hit from here, but I'm going to that back pin. I have my hips and my shoulders just slightly open because I'm not going to be able to take a full swing. And the reason that's important is when I'm taking this kind of shorter swing here, your hips still need to get out of the way so you can release the club down that path. If I set up totally square here, I could hit the shot, but in order to do so, I still need to clear my hips out of the way. If my hips stay here, that's where the club wants to go. So just an easy tip is, set your hips just a little bit more open in the first place so they're out of the way. And that turned out pretty good. If you like getting easy tips that you can work on to help improve your game, please hit that like and subscribe button. The next thing is that to me is the most important thing when I'm hitting like flops or spin shots around the green is tempo. I can't say this enough. So what I'll see people do a lot when they get nervous with it is they'll take it back and then they rush through. And you can even hopefully see just how untimed everything was there. That's when I struggle personally if I do that, where I'm not going to probably get clean contact. I might blade it. These are low percentage shots sometimes, so you can make errors on them. It is what it is. But to me, tempo, and because I have that soft grip, I'm feeling the club, the weight of the club back. And I'm like feeling it and letting it just drop. I'm taking a long enough swing that I feel like I can get the ball there without having to like jerk the club through it. So that's a huge one to me, and I equate that to tempo, because when I hit these shots and I'm hitting them well on the course, it almost feels slow to me. And I know it's not slow. I'm not saying go wildly slow, because you don't want to decelerate. That's not what I'm saying. But it feels to me like a good feel that I have on the course is, I think, smooth. Like I have a really light grip. I'm letting that club come back and I'm letting it fall. And it just feels like just glass to me. That's my swing thought when I'm hitting shots like this. And it's really, really helpful. So I've got a light grip, face is a little open, Hips are a little bit open. Stance is a little bit narrow. That was clean contact. I pulled it a little left, but again, nice little spinny wedge and it stops. Okay, so another really important element here we're going to talk about is ball position and how do you just generate spin in the first place. So like a really important concept is the ball position. I want to make sure I'm getting ball first. So I'm not playing this ball really far forward in my stance. If I'm doing that, it's because I'm trying to hit it super high and soft. Like I'm not really going to spin it as much. It's more the fact that the ball is coming more straight down that's going to help me kind of stop it. That makes sense. More of a traditional flop. But for these, like I hit a lot of these shots, like if it's like a really tight pin uphill and I've got like 20 yards, I need to spin it. And I feel more comfortable hitting these. So like that ball position, so I got my hips open, but that ball's playing kind of middle of my stance, middle back. So I make sure that I get it first. And the second thing for getting spin is you have to hit down on the ball. It needs to be a descending blow so you can get some spin on it. That's why I tell you to make sure you have a narrower stance as well, because a narrow stance will naturally make your swing a little bit steeper. The wider your stance, the more kind of flat it's going to go through the hitting area. So just that setup in general will help you with these things automatically. But a narrow stance there, hitting down on the ball. You can see me getting a divot ball first. You're going to get a lot more spin. It's going to fun shot too. Have a lot of fun practicing. So one last kind of important concept that I want to show you, and like honestly, do what I'm doing here. When you're going and hitting chips, if you don't have a tripod, maybe get one. They're really cheap. Go to Walmart. They're like 20 bucks. Get your phone on there and get some video so you can kind of see your mechanics. It's really, really helpful. You bring it to the driving range, check your swing out. They're super important. But when you're hitting wedges, especially these ones that you're trying to spin, one thing to kind of be on the lookout for is when you're taking that club back, make sure that you're keeping that club head outside your hands on that takeaway. Like it is so important to do that so you can actually deliver the club correctly, get ball first and spin it. And so what you're looking to avoid is this inside jerk takeaway. Like you'll see how that club's getting behind my hands already. So again, I'm going to that back pin. If you notice that the club's getting behind you here, you're going to be in a really tough spot.